hopefully 100,000 more who watching the show. You know what I mean? We got numbers, man. So. But right now, like I say, I know you, and I hadn't gone out with you just personally, going to the club. You're not one of my drinking brothers or like that. But I know you as a stand-up guy. If I ask other people, what do you know about Marvin Todd? I get the same report. It's the consistency of your character, your integrity, and also how you handle your business. So that is your brand, the Marvin Todd brand, and I think that's just as important as you having an office. That's a business card. You can have all that and be known as a snake. So no one would, you can have the best car, marketing plan, commercial, etc. So I think that's just as important as your marketing tools, your literature, your commercials, etc. And also, I want to touch on when you worked in the nightclub. Were you interning with a promoter, or how did that work?
Basically, I worked for a promoter. He's one of the main DJs here in Memphis. He does an event called Old School Sundays. So in doing that, he hired a friend of mine that I've known since the 3rd grade that brought me into the event. And in doing so, I got an opportunity to learn from him and, his marketing plan, his target market. And I learned from that particular target market how to actually market myself in this particular area, as well as outside of this area. So it helped me a lot, even though it was a different crowd than what I normally am around.
I'm glad you said that. It was different from what you're used to, but you could evolve yourself to fit that demographic.
Chameleon.
So I think that's one of the most important. If you have the wit, the intelligence, the articulation to fit in any group, from no matter what age, race, sex, income level, you will be very successful. And one thing that will definitely increase this is your confidence, also your vocabulary, and just having something to offer when speaking to someone. Just to say hello will not get you through the door. You need to have a product, service, or just a general sense to help the other person. Because it's not always going to be how you can help yourself. Sometimes you might need to use just, like I say, interning is how a lot of people made it. P. Diddy is probably the most popular, most famous intern I know. He took his internship at Interscope Records and turned that into becoming a mogul himself. He just knew that it took the time to learn, network, because he knew being in that industry, he would meet the Biggies, Mary J. Blige's, and now look at him. That internship turned him into a multi-millionaire, and now he is right now at the top of the game. So that's one thing with networking and understanding that it's not always going to be instant gratification. This will take time to brand yourself, take time just to learn the industry. Because you can meet people all day. If you're not familiar with the industry and the jargon, you might not even get in the door. So you might need to just take a few years to learn their industry, the jargon, because that's just as important as your business card as well. So we want to make sure that you know how to network effectively, efficiently, come away with hopefully some business or some type of leverage to increase your role, and also become a better person. Because right now, I mean, like I say, conversation rules the nation. If you have have the mouthpiece and the tact to pull it off, you might be all right. And with that said, how much time we got left? I want
a few minutes.
I want to throw on some sports, man.
So let's talk about the wrap up. You talked about the networking, which is the theme.
Right.
I know y'all ain't seen me for the last 10 minutes, but the networking is the theme for the day, and that's why we got Mr. Marvin Todd on here talking about his expertise in this field. And what was the second part of that, which was the importance of networking?
Right.
Because this is a networking show, really, if you really think about it.
It's free.
It's because we really, we're out here tapping into different industries, different markets, but it's all about who we see, who people see us. When people see us, like when we go out, we get Mr. Marvin Todd today, like we had Miss Georgia Nay yesterday, the educator. We had Miss Candace Spicer.
Right.
Week before then, we had Mr. Christopher Burke. All networking, we all getting our voices and opinions out. And then after that, we always do a follow-up with our guests, correct?
Right.
Which is the third part of this segment. And it's always very important to follow up. I'm in the video business, as y'all can see myself. And I always follow up with my clients because just take a phone call. Just to see if you like the product.
Right.
Because in return, hopefully that will refer more clients my way. Then these two guys talked about the branding of it. Make sure that you have a strong brand, be consistent with that brand. And did we touch on
something else I thought about? a good comparison to networking is when you're on a team sport, for instance, from Memphis, shooting a free throw. Networking is the opportunity where you as an individual can make a big effect on a team or even as an individual, and it's something that you can work on all day, every day. It's free.
Right.
Networking don't cost you a dime.
It really don't.
But it can, at the end of the day, it can win you a championship. So I'm just thinking
parallels.
If Memphis knew how to shoot free throws, they could be champs. So if you know how to be an effective networker, this could increase your success and be a champion in business.
Yeah.
So
speaking about sports, a great transition
there you go.
Sports. Since we're in the Memphis, Tennessee area, go Tigers! Got the Conference USA tournament coming up.
Yep.
But the sports topic that we really touching about today is the tragic boat accident that happened with the NFL players.
Boy, that was sad.
2 NFL players, 2 University of South Florida players.
3 of them, wasn't
it? Yeah, 4.
Total 4.
Total 4. 2 college athletes and 2 professional NFL players. And they were lost at sea over in the Gulf of Mexico, flipped over on a 21-foot, basically like a tugboat from the pictures.
It wasn't a tugboat, it was a rowboat.
I mean, all seriousness, but I mean, that's a sad situation. They found one of the guys. He said his training and conditioning and his work ethic with sports, which is what saved him, because he had the strength to, hold on. The other guys were pretty strong too, but
you got D1 athletes and NFL athletes should be.
Yeah. So Marvin, what you think about it?
Well, I think you hit on something key. Two things there. One is his training, whether it's mental or physical, throughout sports, allow him to overcome something that some others would not have overcome. Basically, he had the mental and physical ability to stay out there for several hours.
Right.
So we have to prepare ourselves mentally for anything. That's why we read, of course. That's why we, of course, go through the different things we go through in life, and you never give up.
Right.
It prepares you for moments like that. 2, you have to be more conscientious of the things that you are doing. Regardless of your profession or how much money you make, you still have to be careful in deciding what things you do for fun.
Right.
Getting on a 21-inch or 24-foot boat or 21-foot boat with 3 or 4 guys.
30 miles off.
30 miles off. So you have to be a little bit more cognizant of what you're doing. So, let's all be careful and think about, do I really need to be out here right now at this time?
Yeah, I thought for the fact, it's one of those things when I see how does someone die in a flood when you saw the water gradually coming up your ankle, then it got to your knee, then it got to your waist, then we got to your hip. So I want to say, like, I think when they had 15-foot waves, it made me think that they were started off at maybe 4 foot, 2, 3, 4 foot waves, then they continually grew and grew to the 15-foot waves, which they say was what ultimately killed them. I think wise decisions and knowing how to prevent certain things was what they should have done. But we got to wrap up now, and also I want to plug Marvin Todd's information so that you can get it.
First, let's talk about his thing he got this weekend, his networking. Go ahead and plug that for us, Marvin.
Okay. Every second Friday of the month here in Memphis, I do a Second Fridays networking event. The name of my entertainment group is the Nora Lounge, and this is the first of many events that I'll be doing here from about 6 to 10:30, where I bring in different guest speakers to ultimately allow people to network with and build some dynamic relationships here.
And this what, the Quetzal on Union?
Yeah, it's at the Quetzal on Union, 664 Union Avenue, free admission or whatnot. And of course, there will be drinks served. There's a pool table. So we just want people to have the opportunity to relax and meet some new people.
Go ahead and plug. You want to plug your phone number?
Yeah, if you have any questions or anything like that, any comments, definitely give me a call, 901-833-0893, or shoot me an email at marvinmtodd@yahoo.com.
Straight call, the same thing?
My phone number is not available, but you can reach me at patrickcarter3@gmail.com and myspace.com/stunnerandfresh.
Okay, and on that note,
close us out, man.
Y'all know where to find me at. Right there.
In the trap. It's
all
going
that information
down.
Now. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will get you up out of here.